Georgia lawmakers are considering the first change to 911 since the 11 Alive investigators exposed serious problems with the system's ability to find victims who call from cell phones.
Our chief investigator, Brendan Keepe, he actually discovered the state's proposal has nothing to do with saving lives tonight. Brendan?
Yeah, it's about money, your money. This legislation would redistribute the 911 surcharges from your cell phone bill, all while giving the phone companies absolute immunity from all 911 related lawsuits.
One more time, it's not working. I lost her.
Shanell Andersons' life ended here with a call to 911, but her call for help started a national investigation showing 911 often has no better than a 50-50 chance of locating victims through their cell phones. Not a single 911 bill has made it to the floor of the Georgia General Assembly in time to become law this year. But one was proposed. House Bill 557 would have allowed the state to pocket 2% of all E911 money in return for taking over distribution of the fees that currently go straight to the 911 centers. But someone slipped this line into the funding bill. It would give the phone companies absolute immunity from lawsuits for failing to locate someone even attempting to call 911. The language of the bill specifically says if a wireless carrier fails to provide location information, like what happened to Shanell Anderson, Shanell's mom can't sue them. And right now, if they can show willful and wanton misconduct, she can sue them. This would change that.
If that's what it says, that's what it says. But that particular chapter, like any other, has to be put in perspective of the whole bill.
Representative Don Parsons is chairman of the House Telecommunications Committee and the lone sponsor of the 911 bill. Did you write this bill?
Well, all bills are written by our legislative council, our lawyers. That's a rule of the General Assembly. We don't write bills. If you didn't write it, who wrote it? It was written by our legislative council, our lawyers who actually write bills up for us. Right, but where did it come from? It didn't come from the lawyers. The bill actually came, as I said, from the study committee that came out of the Senate last year. Your name is the only name on this bill. Did you support everything in here when you presented it? No, and I think I made that pretty clear when I did present it.
House Bill number 557.
It's a good question. I don't know. I haven't actually seen the recommendations from the study committee. I think probably what we're talking about is voice over internet, I think.
Chairman Parsons faced some tough questions from his own committee.
And then another later in the bill, and that's for the
This is the image that comes to mind when we think of legislation, the legislature. But this is not where laws are written. This is merely where the lawmakers take their final vote. The bills aren't even written in committee. The first draft of a bill is often written by a lobbyist.
It was written by our legislative council with input from the representative for the city of Atlanta.
Would that be Mr. Highsmith?
That would be,
Okay. Are you aware Mr. Highsmith is also a lobbyist for AT&T?
Specifically, I did not know that till you just told me.
Robert Highsmith, please.
Lobbyist Robert Highsmith told the 11 Alive investigators he was representing only the city of Atlanta when pushing the 911 bill, not his other client, AT&T.
Is anybody here from AT&T?
AT&T's regional vice president of legislative affairs was in the committee room.
My name's Kevin Curtin with AT&T.
But spoke about another measure, not 911. Chairman Parsons is retired from Bell South, now AT&T. The company has donated thousands to his re-election campaigns. And for years, AT&T Vice President Kevin Curtin paid for lunches and dinners with the representative. AT&T has a lobbyist, and the city of Atlanta has a lobbyist. Where's the lobbyist for Shanell Anderson?
Well, Brandon, we all as representatives, there are 180 of us, 56 senators. Our job is to represent our constituents.
After the 11 Alive investigators and county 911 directors started asking questions, Chairman Parsons decided not to ask his own committee for a vote on his own bill.
You know, we're not voting on the bill today. We're not going to vote on it tomorrow. The next day is something we're looking at for next year.
And tonight we still don't know who inserted this line that would extend the phone company's immunity to cases of willful and wanton misconduct. No one will tell us how that got into an active bill that could have become law. Chairman Parsons says he did not add the immunity clause, but wouldn't say he's against it.